into position. French Vintage with Rosani aboard is the last to link up. And they're all in line. 1,400 metres the journey, race 1 here in KL. They're set to go now. The flag is raised. And the gates open. They're off and running now. And Barker Road Kid, as expected, showing his customary speed, will have no trouble in leading with Elegant and carving across as well. French Vintage and Emperor Warriors back on the rail. From Rainbow Star, Satellite Genius back to midfield, followed by Swan Song, Air Power. Behind those is Arlo with Hong Kong Dollar. And Claim is the tail ender as they're about to work their way past the 1,000 metres marker. And Elegant is rolling across now to join Barker Road Kid. And now draws to the lead, Elegant over Barker Road Kid. Back to third, French Vintage. A length and a half away back, fourth, Emperor Warrior. Followed by Satellite Genius. Next along, Rainbow Star, Swan Song, Air Power. They were followed by Hong Kong Dollar. The last two are Arlo. And back with him is Claim at the tail end. Approaching the home turn now. 400 metres left to travel. And Elegant tries to sneak away now. Barker Road Kid. Here comes French Vintage. He's about to be popped the question there under Rosani. And goes after Elegant. Then Barker Road Kid. Emperor Warrior staying on Swan Song. Satellite Genius to the outside. And Air Power's coming down the outside of the track. And taking over now French Vintage inside the last 200 metres. But here come the sweepers. Swan Song and Outwater. It's Air Power. It's still in front though, French Vintage, but here comes Air Power with CK Core aboard, grabs the lead close to home and gets the cash. Air Power from French Vintage, Swan Song third, and fourth is Hong Kong Dollar. They were followed by Emperor Warrior from Satellite Genius. Further back is Elegant, Barker Road Kid Weekend, Rainbow Star, Claim, and Arlo was at the back. So Air Power wins the opener, 21 and 11 the return. CK Core, Richard Lyons combining there with number 1 Air Power. Did start the favourite, but was a notable drifter in the market by the same token. Got out to 21 and 11. French Vintage has done a good job. Has a win around the corner for him. He closed off okay. Swan Song, Hong Kong Dollar stayed on okay at the finish as well. Your numbers 1, 9 and 4. They should be 1, 9 and 4 here after the opening race. So Air Power notches up his second win at the track and distance today. He's come from about third last on the home bend. Of course, the racing pattern here last week with the rail out 8 metres in the home straight. The racing pattern was you had to be on the speed, but not today. That horse has come from nearly fourth last at the 400 metres. And CK Core has timed his run to absolute perfection down the centre, grabbing French Vintage, getting close to home. And Swan Song ran his best race for a while. He was back in third spot. Air Power, a 5-year-old grey mare by Redoubt's Choice, or Redoubt's Dancer, I should say, out of Winter Magic. CK Core for trainer Richard Lyons, and also the owner Pan Ko Bing. And second goes the way of number 9 French Vintage, ridden by S. Rizani, trainer Charles Leck. And the third place getter was number 4 Swan Song, Shafiq for Johnny Lim. And fourth should go the way of number 6 Hong Kong Dollar, Garnish for Tan Su Beng. So CK Core coming back to scale now with the grey mare Air Power. She's now notched up her third victory from 22 starts overall. Has now won twice at the track, 2 times at 1,400 metres, coming home with a wet sail down the outside. That's her on the extreme left-hand side of the screen. And she wanted to lay in slightly over the final stages, but had French Vintage covered a fair way from home and has duly saluted here in race number 1. Still no sign of these numbers here after the first. Air Power will pay 21 and 11. French Vintage will pay 9 the place.